Hello, this is Critical Trader with another tutorial to help you succeed in using the volume profile indicator. In this video, I will review the features available to configure a chart capable of supporting range profiling, as well as display a full composite that begins prior to the first day displayed on the chart. So as an example, let's assume we want to be able to do range profiling on our main chart data series consisting of 30 days of 5-minute price bars. Let's also assume we want to display a full composite with a begin date of January 13th, 2014. First, to enable range profiling, the indicator must be running in use tick volume or use minute volume VAP mode. Second, to display a full composite that begins prior to the first day displayed on the chart, the indicator must be running in use cache VAP mode. These two requirements are mutually exclusive, so how do we work around it? The answer is that we need two instances of the indicator, each attached to a different data series. Let's begin. Create the new chart for the ES09 data series. Do a 5-minute, 30 days RTH. So first, I'm going to attach a copy of the indicator to this data series, and this will have all the features that we want, including the range profiling, but it will not be used for the full composite. And the reason for that, as I stated, we're going to run this in VAP mode of use tick volume. And when you're running in use tick volume mode, the full composite would be restricted to the first day appearing on the chart. We'll turn on our alerts for large block trade. We'll leave full composite profile turned off. We're going to enable profiling of micro composite. Use rectangles to draw them because we want to be able to do range profiling. We'll turn that feature on. When you're doing range profiling, the boundaries of the rectangle are interpreted precisely. Let's turn on value areas and display them as a highlighted area. Turn on value nodes as well for the micro composites and show the prices. Leave stats export enabled. Let's show overnight stats. Turn on initial balance for all sessions and show the range above the profile. We'll show naked gaps. We'll show naked VPOCs. The open, high, midpoint, low, and close will be displayed for all sessions. We'll leave open swing off. Display the initial balance factor above the profile. We're showing the session profiles for all sessions and the labels only for the current session. Fill color for the session profiles will be cyan. We're going to enable the value areas for the sessions and display them as a highlighted area, showing the VPOC, and we're going to show the VWAP. We'll show the toolbar. We'll enable cumulative delta and the plot. Notice the input series that it is attached to is this data series. Let's see how this works first. It should be about 30 seconds or so to render. It's a little bit slower when you're in use tick volume mode versus use cache. Okay. And now we have our primary data series running in use tick volume VAP mode, giving us the most precise profiling possible for these 30 days. And with this, we can also now display precision drawn micro composites. So as an example, I'm going to be rather arbitrary about this. Let's say we wanted a micro composite for about 12 o'clock 22nd through 12 o'clock on the 24th. Draw on the rectangle. Control F12. Line up the left edge at 12 o'clock on the 22nd. Right edge 12 o'clock on the 24th. Double click. Profiles rendered. The default is whatever was set in the indicator panel. It appears to be end date. Let's slide that over 400 pixels to the right. Increase the scale. Change the opacity. Now we have our basic chart. Let me save the configuration setting for the microcomposite. I don't want that to disappear. The way you do that is Control S. You'll see a little pop-up saying microcomposite settings saved. Click OK. Now, to get the full composite, let's add another data series. Again, this is pretty arbitrary. We're going to make this a one-day type data series. Don't need to see the candles. So we're going to make the transparent. Add it for the RTH and put it on the same panel as our primary data series. Click OK. And again, it should take about 30 seconds or so to render. There we go. We haven't lost our microcomposite. And now we're ready to add the indicator to that new data series. So we can display a full composite that begins earlier than the 30-day limitation we have on the chart. So with this instance of the indicator, let's first make sure we attach it to this new data series. The next thing we want to make sure is set use cache mode, because we want it to read the VAP cache files. That's where it will get all the VAP data information to be able to render a full composite that goes back further than the days that are displayed on the chart. So VAP mode is set to use cache, so we're all set there. And now we want to basically turn off everything except the full composite. Block trade detection is off. Full composite we want to turn on. Set the date to be January 13th. We'll show the value nodes as aligned with the band along with the price. I'm going to tone down. I know the opacity for these is going to be a bit bright, so let's just tone it down to opacity of 5. You can adjust that from the toolbar as well. Let's make sure microcomposite profiling is turned off, since we don't need that. It's already at 500 contract trade. Microcomposite value area is off. Value nodes are off. You don't need to see startup messages or prices with the labels. You will automatically add the labels to the value nodes for the full composite. So we don't need to worry about that, because this parameter here drives that feature. So this one can be turned off. We don't need to really export stats for this data series. We don't need to show overnight stats for this instance of the indicator, since it's only applying to the full composite. Similarly, initial balance of the session will be turned off, since all features for session profiling will remain off. We don't need to see open, high, low, close. And again, here we want to turn off session profiling. The default for the indicator is always on, so we need to explicitly turn that off. Another alert for a block trade. VWAP is off. I'll leave the toolbar enabled. CD will be turned off. We've already attached it to the day series. Click OK, and after the refresh, you should now see the full composite. There we have it. Begin date is on the 13th. Tone down value nodes a bit. Change the precision to be a little bit more liberal. We'll bring in a couple more value nodes. Move a little bit of the jaggedness of the full composite. There goes another trigger. So there you have it. This ends the tutorial in configuring range profiling and full composite on the same chart. Thank you.